Hello, my name is Christina Hubbard, and I'm the Coordinator of Counseling Services for the Adult Career Pathways Program at Northern Virginia Community College. Today, I'd like to take a moment to show you how to access MyNOVA in order to find different classes that you may be interested in taking. One of the challenges that we find many of our students experience is that they are able to log into MyNOVA, but when they get in there, they have no idea how to navigate through the different search options that are available for classes each semester. NOVA offers hundreds of classes across all of its 6 campuses, including classes that are online, hybrid, and face-to-face. It can be difficult to figure out what you're looking at to make sure that you're choosing a class that is in an appropriate format for you as a student. So let's go ahead and take a look at MyNOVA. First, you'll navigate to www.nvcc.edu. As you'll see here in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a link to MyNOVA. Click on that link and you will find a page where you can log in. If you're unsure of your login information, you'll see an area that says New to Your College. That gray wording is actually a hyperlink that will allow you to be able to fill in your name, your social security number, and your date of birth in order to have your password reset. Once you've logged in, you'll see a variety of different options, one of which will say VCCS SIS. SIS stands for Student Information System. On this screen, you'll also see links that will connect you to your classes after you've been registered. That link says Blackboard. Below that, you also see Virginia Education Wizard, which can be a great tool for career resources that are available to all students throughout the Virginia Community College system. There are also links to library resources on this page as well. Once you've logged in, look for the area that says Class Search Browse Catalog. You may not have quite as many buttons as you see on your screen, on my screen at this point. However, you will always see off to the right Class Search Browse Catalog. When you click on that button, you have the opportunity to choose your term and what course subject, course number, and campus you'd like to take the course on. As you'll see here, after you've input your course subject, course number, and campus, you can include additional search criteria. I recommend to all of my students that they use the additional search criteria in order to find classes that take place during times and in periods or semesters that make sense for them and their busy lives. This can be very helpful for identifying classes that take place only in the first 8 weeks, in the second 8 weeks, classes that last for the full semester, finding classes that take place during specific parts of the day, or even classes that take place on specific days of the week. This is also an area where you can indicate that you'd like to look for only online classes. So this can be a very helpful tool for many different students. After you've identified the class section that you'd like to take, you'll see a lot of different information available to you as the student. First of all, you'll see the course information. So for example, you'll see History 101 or History 111 or whatever course you may be interested in taking. When you click on that information, you'll want to make note of things like the index number. The index number allows you to register for that specific section later when you decide to complete the registration process. You may also want to be looking at who is teaching the class. The professor information is usually provided there. You may find that many classes have staff listed. That indicates that the instructor has not yet been assigned for that section. I also encourage all students to click on the blue hyperlink with the course information in order to get more details about this specific class section. Sometimes there may be information about any peculiarities, prerequisites, or any other information that the instructor is trying to get across to all students. An example of this would be if a class was set aside for a specific population. For example, we see many student development classes may be reserved for adult students, students with that are on academic probation. We have some classes that are set aside for military students. So it's very important to read the class notes in order to see if you meet the criteria for that class. Some of the important considerations that you need to think about when selecting your classes are whether the classes make sense for you. Can you handle the workload? Remember that for every hour that you're in class each week, you need to expect to study and do your reading and assignments for 2 to 3 hours outside of class. That means that if you're taking a class that meets for a total of 3 hours during the week, you need to make sure that not only are you planning for the 3 hours that you're going to be in class, but you're planning for an additional 6 to 9 hours in order to study, complete your readings, and keep up on your assignments. This is very important because as you add more classes, additional time is required. It's also important to note that when you take classes over an accelerated period of time, for example, an 8-week semester, you need to plan for a significant increase in the amount of time that you're committing to your classes. It's also important that you balance the difficulty of your classes. If you find English classes to be particularly difficult, then it's important to make sure that you take it with another class that you may not find as difficult. For example, if you're strong in English, perhaps if you struggle with English, perhaps you find something like psychology to be a little bit more comfortable for you. It would be important to make sure that you're not pairing a difficult course with another difficult course during the same semester, as it can be very time-consuming and very challenging for you as a student. It's also important to note if the classes occur at a convenient time. If the class that you're seeking is only available during the middle of your workday, then obviously that is not a great fit for you as a student. It's also important that you consider whether you can complete the commute in order to get to class in time for the class meeting. Finally, it's important to look at whether you have enough financial aid or ability to pay for your classes that you're interested in taking. Not only do you have your tuition expenses to consider, but it may be beneficial to go out to NOVA's website to review the required book information. It may be important to go out to NOVA's website in order to look at the required textbooks that are required for the section that you're interested in taking. Another note on this, not all textbooks are the same across campuses. For example, History 101 out in Loudoun might be a different textbook than History 101 in Alexandria. Once you've identified the classes that you're interested in taking, reach out to your counselor or advisor, and they will assist you with confirming that that class is a good fit for this semester. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact your counselor or advisor for the Adult Career Pathways. Thank you for your attention.